All right, folks. Hope everybody's having a good night. The storms are still getting closer. We're just doing a little check-in here just to let you know that we're watching everything, but nothing happening just yet. Probably within the next hour or so, at least rain will be coming into our western counties. But as far as anything with any warnings attached to it, if we get any of that, that might still be a little while because it's just now the warnings are starting to cross the state line. And what we're seeing there is mainly severe thunderstorm warnings, but a couple of tornado warnings have been in the mix there. So we will zoom in. Let me take it full. You can see the yellow polygons are severe thunderstorm warnings. All right, so those are the ones that are putting straight line winds down, and then a couple of red tornado warnings. So there's one here and one down here. Notice the times, though. That's in Central Time. Until it crosses the state line and we get over here, these times are not. That's actually 1:15, and then this one. So that one's about to expire, and I'm really not seeing much rotation in either one of those. That one goes until 1:30 our time, and the severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm trying to remember what the, let's see. Yep, 12:45, so that'd be 1:45 our time there. So once it starts crossing the state line, this will be a little bit easier to get a hold of because then it'll be in Eastern time. So again, the overall takeaway for me is that we still have the potential for severe weather. We don't quite have the punch back in Alabama, if you were keeping up earlier, that we thought we could have, which was a good thing. Mississippi this morning started off with some large, long track tornadoes on the ground. And it was, looking like, oh man, with this high risk, we're going to be dealing with this all day through Alabama. And then late in the afternoon in Alabama, it just became like a massive rain and just sort of created a ball of rain-cooled atmosphere that really was not supporting severe weather very much. And ever since then, there have been an occasional tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning, but nothing like it was earlier today or even last night. And really the overall wording from the National Weather Service is, as we go through tonight, the possibility of a brief spin-up. So it's kind of one of those that we normally talk about, like maybe a little tornado warning that would show that it's something we still need to pay attention to, guys, is what I'm trying to say. That may show up for a little bit, but not the violent, big, huge tornadoes, long track on the ground like what they were seeing earlier today and then last night. So at least we're not expecting to see that. And then severe thunderstorm warnings that could still have 60 to 70 mile per hour winds in there. Now, right, this looks kind of tame when you're just looking at it like this, but I'll show you the whole picture with the lightning in there. There's a lot of lightning, so I mean, this is going to make a lot of racket coming in. Thousands of lightning strikes, especially in that cluster right there, from LaGrange down through Columbus. Let's take this whole line here, and we're going to ask it a question. How many lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes? And it looks like over about 3,000 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes in that red box that I just drew there. So in this whole area, from north of Atlanta all the way down toward the Panhandle, 3,000 lightning strikes. Of that, about 1,800 cloud to ground. Dublin in the house, everybody saying hello. Renee, good pickup. That tornado warning to our east, or to our west, yeah, that should be, but it's moving to our east. At a northeastern flow, looks like it's coming right for central Georgia. Yeah, that's a good way to read it when you see these things, is to follow the shape of the polygon, and then that will give you an idea of where that cell is heading. But that does not mean that when that cell gets there, it's going to have a tornado warning with it. So what she's talking about here is, if we take the lightning off, and well, that warning is actually gone now, it looks like. There's just the one here. Let me go back up here to this other radar. Yeah, it's just that one tornado warning now north of Columbus, and that one has been trimmed back. It goes until 1:30 our time, 12:30 Central. So that one is generally kind of heading up toward LaGrange, up and over us. So there are actually no tornado warnings heading our way right now. So again, I would expect that most of this is going to be an occasional severe thunderstorm warning, but we can't rule out a couple of tornado warnings here or there. But again, they would be more of the brief spin-up type. Going off and on to drop them down. Let's see, what has that cell done? Yeah, kind of talking about the history of some of these cells. Yeah, I'm about to go to future view. Hold on a second. Some of them, yeah, have kind of had a little bit of rotation for a little bit and then gone and then sometimes come back. How many people are having problems with 13 WMAZ plus? I see somebody saying it just cut off. Is that true? Do we need to check on that? What happened to the 11 p.m. newscast? It just disappeared. I'm not sure what that means. Are you on the Plus app? All right, we'll figure that out. Okay, so let's show you some of the, we're getting asked about some of the model data. So first I want to show you the storm outlook. Let's see if that's been trimmed back. No, not yet. It has been trimmed back from earlier today. If you remember, this level 4 went way over here, and then there was a big purple blob here for level 5. That got dropped when the storm started weakening in Alabama, so it's still a 4 as this is coming in, but eventually they'll start trimming this on back. So we're still for 3, dropping down to a 2 as we head toward morning. Here is a look at the future view graph model. And it shows pretty much what we're seeing now. There's 1 o'clock there as we get into around 2. So similar look to what we have now. We may get a couple little showers, little cells like that we're not expecting to do anything, but we'll keep an eye on them. That may come out in front. There's around 2 or 3. We'll see how it's holding together. Is it kind of in a line or just some of the little clusters? There is around 5 to 6 in the morning. So it's going to take some time. It may be clear of the Macon area by 6 or so. And then in our eastern counties, there's 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, southeastern counties, and then out at somewhere 9, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. Chelsea, so Macon is about to get it bad. No, I wouldn't say anywhere in our area is going to get it like really bad. I think there could be some moments where there's going to be some strong wind, maybe a brief spin up in a couple of spots. Overall, I don't see this as a huge severe event, but it is in the overnight hours, and it's something that still bears watching. But the trend has been looking better and better over the past few hours, especially starting in Alabama, as far as the intensity and number of warnings. Whoops, let me go back. I wanted to show you that severe thunderstorm warning has just been carried over from Alabama, now getting into Eastern time. So what's happening is it's leaving the Alabama Weather Service office here and going into our office. So what they're doing is continuing this warning now into Georgia and in our time. So let's see if it's going to address that. It says 12:30 a.m. there. May not grab that there. Okay, 2 a.m. All right, so that's 2 a.m. Eastern. So now we're going to start getting time that we don't have to do math on and figure out. So that severe thunderstorm warning for Columbus heading toward Thomaston is until 2 a.m. for that one. And that little polygon there for a tornado warning goes until, about another 19 minutes on that. And we'll see if that drops, because if we look at the velocity map for there, you don't see really much. See a little bit of a dimple maybe there, but nothing that, again, as I always say, that's screaming, hey, look, I'm a tornado. Now, it did do that back here. Notice as we go back in time, you can see broad rotation, tightens up for a little bit. You've seen these before, where they'll spin up and it's like, oh, okay. And then you can see why they issued the tornado warning right there. Little couplet right there. But then as you go forward, it kind of washes out again. So I think that's the kind of stuff we're going to see as we go through the overnight tonight. And with this down here, these severe thunderstorm warnings, notice how the wind is bowing out right here. Not spinning, but you can tell that that's some straight line wind going this way. So that's why these are severe thunderstorm warnings instead of tornado warnings. All right, so I showed you the future view thing. Let me also show you let's see the latest tornado potential map. Earlier, there was all this red back here, way up on the scale up here, and now it's starting to go lower and lower. And as we go through tonight, you can see it kind of stays southwest Georgia for the most part and is not very high for us here. So we have that going for us. Let's see about the Cape. Most of your instability you can see in the bright yellow. There'll be a little slither of it right there as these storms are coming through. You can see going up 75 toward Macon there, but not as much as what's been going on going backwards. But there'll be enough juice there to keep some of these going for a little bit, and then crossing 75, you can see where we start losing a lot of that. That's basically the energy for the storms. All right, there's that map. Let's go back to this. Yes, 13 Plus app not working, somebody says. Lisa, so we can basically go to bed. That's I can't make that call for anybody. I mean, again, you still could have a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning in your area. So as long as you have a way to be alerted, then that's the most important thing. Let's see. What other questions here? How fast is it moving? The general movement of everything. Well, let's see. What's one of those warnings say, like that severe thunderstorm warning, the movement? Does it say in the chat over there, maybe? Where they issued some of the... It might say it on, where they issued the warning in the data feed there, maybe. I'm here, David's here, Ainsley's here, so we definitely have a lot of eyeballs on all this, and we'll be watching it through the night. It says, hey Ben, just joined, what's it looking like for East Dublin? So I would think, again, the farther east we go toward tomorrow morning, the threat is even, goes lower and lower. And right now we're starting at a point that I didn't expect, and I'm sure a lot of folks in our business didn't expect, because we're going to be coming in off of a level 5 to a level 4 right into our area, into a 3. And for whatever reason, I'm sure it'll be studied, about that, which is a good thing, that it in these past, since about, 4 or 5 o'clock, it's just not as much stuff.
And it's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour.
The severe thunderstorm warning?
Yeah.
Northeast at 60.
What's going on, fellas?
Hello, Roy. All right, so we're going to do a track here, northeast at 50. So if we do a squall line here and go, what did you say, 60?
60, yep.
Northeast at 60, we're kind of go along with that polygon. So that would put it in some of these places here. So we're looking at Roberta around 211, Thomaston 153, Barnesville, you can see there. So that's if it stays at this shape. I mean, and so far it has kept this sort of look to it of the bowing kind of wind there. All right, you can see one of the old polygons dropping off there on the Alabama side. And this map will clean up here in a little bit once that tornado warning drops off. Let's do a check on the velocity there. We want to make sure that this, we're checking to see if it's straight line winds or does it have a little buckle in it. And sometimes we've seen that where in between some of these areas, bowing line, sometimes you'll see it, a little kink will kick up and all of a sudden that'll spin for a few minutes and then go away again. So it's going to be one of those kind of nights where it's, again, let's be thankful that we're not expecting, it's very low, and of course nothing is zero with all this, but it's very low, the whole long track, large, violent tornadoes like they had back toward the west. We just need to know where your sleeves are. They're right there. Let's see. So hearing some thunder in a few spots out there, folks are saying already. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go for a little bit longer here. And then once this starts to move on in, and if we start getting warnings or just when it's moving in, well, let's see, how close is this to moving in? We're going to go on TV with it at some point. See if the lightning's trying to catch up. There it is. That's that old tornado warning over there. That one still goes for another 12 minutes in Alabama. That'll drop off and there will be no tornado warnings that we know of. When I say that, I mean, are there any more that will be issued? We'll have to see. The stuff in the Atlanta area to our north is going right along with the weakening down plan. Remember I showed you the tornado potential graphic, how it was really dropping south? You can just see with lightning strikes around Atlanta, just much fewer. So that's starting to fizzle there. So again, I think these storms will come in kind of gusty, making a little bit of racket, but the plan is that as they even cross it through our area, they start to weaken down as well. But to only have this one little cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings is pretty amazing given the way it was looking. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop out of this. I'm going to get some stuff together and get ready to go on the air in a little bit on TV once this starts to come on in. And you know, if we have warnings, and even if we don't, we'll still be on there from time to time talking just to keep you updated, because especially in the middle of the night like this. So be talking to you in a little bit. No warnings for right now, but that severe thunderstorm warning could get extended into places like Upson, Taylor County, if it's still going like that. But we'll talk, probably going to be on TV next time. So we'll be with you as we go through tonight.